What's up guys, I'm finally filming another video. I've just been swamped with college work, so sorry about that, but hope you guys understand because you know college gets really busy. So we're back at it once again with another SB skate support, and this time we're going to be going over kickflips. I got a skate support from Rory, and then I might do someone else if this doesn't take too long, but they want help with their kickflips, so we're just going to jump right into that right away.
Hey man, my name's Rory. I live in Australia, and I'm trying to land a kickflip.
Nice.
And then here's
Australia, that's pretty good. I know I have a few subscribers from Australia, so that's really cool. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, so you got an ollie. That was pretty good. $180. You didn't exactly land it, but I can see that you kind of have it, so.
No, I just had a pop shove too.
Nice, got pop shove it.
We're good now. Here's the kickflip.
Okay, so kickflip now. Okay, let me see. Okay, that's interesting. Actually, I haven't really seen many issues like that. Let me see again. Okay, I'm gonna like look at this in slow motion real quick, and then I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going wrong. Okay, so after looking at it, it was pretty interesting. So I noticed just a few things. So with your flick, it wasn't actually like you're bending your ankle to flick the board. It was kind of like you're almost like lifting it and then pushing. So one thing you can do to really fix this, just make sure you just plop the board down, you know, press on the tail, and just practice flicking that board over and over again. You don't have to like pop it. Just actually just like leave the board down, just keep flicking as much as you can. Just make sure you really get that motion down, because that is what's really important for the kickflip itself. Because at times it looked as if you're almost like either wrapping your foot around the board or flipping in like the wrong corner of the board. So make sure you're flicking to the corner that's closest to you of that part of the nose, and just make sure that your toe actually hits that part and then you flick up. So that's really important to think of. Also, one thing I noticed a little bit was it's kind of almost going like a front shove. So one thing you can do, I noticed that your back foot sometimes pushes the board forward like a front shove. So just one thing, make sure you try to press straight down on the board. Don't actually like scoop it. I mean, it may be subconscious for you, but just make sure you try to press straight down as much as possible. One thing you can do to help is make sure you don't have your back foot in the back pocket like a front shove. You can try putting it either more centered or more towards the like regular pop shove it pocket. So that's one thing you can do so the board doesn't almost fling where it makes it harder for you to flick. And then lastly, so you did have some of the tricks ready for the kickflip, but I feel like you could use more work for it. And it's not like you can't like stop trying to kickflip or anything. It's just like make sure you try to get those down, because it will raise your comfortability on the board more. So you'll be more confident with trying to trick, and you'll have more balance when you're ready. It just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to, but I highly recommend it. So as a summary, just make sure you practice the flick over and over again. Make sure you actually get your front foot to bend and actually flick off the nose properly. And then also make sure you're not scooping on the back tail. Make sure you pop straight down, and then you can kind of mess around with your foot position just to see what works best. And then lastly, you know, just maybe clean up some of your other tricks just so you get a little more comfortable on the board. And then after that, you should have it ready. After that, it's mainly just commitment, so just being ready to actually like put your feet on the board after doing that. So make sure you tuck your knees up if you ever have issues with not being able to put your feet on the board. Okay, so now I'm actually gonna be jumping into a video that is actually a heel flip this time, and this is from Jack. So we're gonna start this video and tell him what he can fix with this heel flip.
Hello, my name is Jack.
What's up?
If you don't know, I need help with the heel flip. The tricks I can do are ollie, frontside 180, backside 180, kinda, pop shove it, frontside pop shove it. I think that's all the main ones, really. Basically what I need help with on my heel flip is every time I try and do a heel flip, basically what happens is the board kind of turns like 90 degrees like that.
Okay, like an inward heel flip
and
almost.
I can get the rotation pretty well, but like it just kind of just turns the board 90 degrees every single time. If you can help me with that, that'd be awesome. Anything else, if you see what's wrong with my thing, that'd be awesome. And my Instagram's Jack Duncan. My Instagram's Jack_Duncan_6.
Make sure to follow him. Jack underscore Duncan Jack underscore Duncan underscore 6. Okay, so thank you so much for submitting that, Jack. Basically, what I've noticed is that, you know, if it's doing an inward heel flip, it's most likely that you're doing some type of scissor kick. And this is because, at least for that trick, for the inward heel flip, you need to like scoop your back foot back while you're hitting your front foot forward. And so just make sure you're trying to pop straight down. Do not scoop in any way with your back foot. It's a little bit easier said than done, but just make sure you really try to pop straight down and make sure your back foot's not really in any pockets. I say put it more towards the center of the tail because I think that's what works best for me. Also, playing into that, I'm noticing that your front foot is not doing the like bend sideways motion that I mentioned in my why you can't heel flip video. So you're kind of, when you're flicking, you're just going like, you're flicking straight outward. So it's almost like pushing the board in that inward heel flip direction. So to fix that, you need to focus on bending your ankle sideways more before you flick. So like think of it when you heel flip, you bend your ankle sideways first, and then you flick your heel out. So your heel should be the one hitting the corner of the board. So it's not gonna hit it if you just kick straight out. You have to actually bend it sideways towards that corner and then flick out. So just make sure you practice that motion over and over again while you sit your board still, just to get used to that. And it's really focused on making sure you bend that ankle. So that's mainly what I noticed with your heel flip. So otherwise than that, other tips I can really give you getting into this is let's make sure you lean back behind your heels so that the board doesn't fly in front of you. And then also make sure you tuck both your knees up after you do that, because I think your back knee is not tucking up more, so you won't be able to land on the board if you don't actually jump up after flicking. But first I would just focus on getting the flick so you can actually just get that down. But yeah, I'd say the main deal breaker for this is just make sure you actually bend your ankle when you flick and try not to scissor kick when you're doing this trick, because that'll make it turn more into an inward heel flip than an actual heel flip. So just make sure you actually take those tips into mind and actually rewatch some of my why you can't heel flip videos or heel flip tutorials if you don't really understand it too much, and just kind of watch in depth of how I do it. So y'all, that's going to wrap it up for this skate support. Make sure if you want any more help on your tricks personally from me, you can send them into my Google form, which is linked in the description below. Some people still send them to my Instagram, but just know I'm actually directing more people to my Google form. So if I send you here, don't get too mad, because this is actually a little bit better because I can go more in depth of how I explain it versus over a DM. So this is honestly the best way for me to go over your tricks. Otherwise than that, thank you so much for being so patient with me, guys. I'm telling you, college is just so busy. So thank you so much for being patient. Otherwise than that, just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and just pray for me, please, because these classes are getting rough. Peace.